Utah in June. I thought that was one of the fights of the season. What a great back and forth fight that was. And then I thought one of the coolest things of the fight was seeing you guys after the fight hanging out at the hotel bar. Would you say that you view your fights as more just business, nothing personal? Did you envision maybe having a beer with Blake Mahler after the fight?
Yeah, for me, I respect everybody I fight. They have the same goals, the same dreams as me. They're working their butt off. I know what it took to get where I'm at, and so I respect everybody that I'm fighting. But if Clay wants to get a drink, man, I'll buy him a drink for sure after this fight, But he seems kind of more of like a hostile dude, and so I don't know if he's gonna be down for that, but we'll see.
What can you tell me about Clay, what you know about him, and how this matchup is favorable for yourself?
Yeah, he's tough, man. Clay's no joke. He has great boxing. Like I was saying earlier, he has volume in his punches, a lot of punches, and good footwork. But I did see a lot of holes in his stand up that I feel like I can take advantage of. But he's also has a lot of experience. He's been here. He's fought in in the PFL playoffs a couple times, and I think he's made it to the finals. So it's going to be a good fight. I can't take him lightly. He's super tough, and but I feel like I definitely have more tools in the toolbox than this guy. So I'm ready for anything.
Of course, in film study, you look at a number of different things, different fights, of course, but how much focus in film study was on the last fight, on what Matt Brunel was able to do against Blake Potter? Do you feel like he showed and poked some holes into Potter's?
Yeah, he did. I feel like he showed me that he can get taken down. He doesn't have the best takedown defense. Uh, I feel like even Solomon Renfro, I feel like Solomon had more power in his punches than Clay. Clay doesn't have that crazy stop knockout power. He has a lot of volume, a lot of combinations. But yeah, man, I feel like he did that, but I can't take too much off of that fight. That was just one fight. He's fought in a bunch of times. He could just had a bad night or whatever. You never know. So I'm not gonna put everything into that fight or whatever. I'm not gonna underestimate him for sure. I'm gonna go out there and fight him like he's the best fighter in the world.
That jump up PayPal, we got you. You're undefeated in your last four fights, two victories this year, your two PFL fights, both finishes. Have you done anything differently in recent years that's allowed you to reach more and more success? Or do you feel like you're just improving steadily each fight, each camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is just my coaches and my training partners and relying on them to do the film study and get a good game plan for me and everything. But not too much, man. I train my butt off. I know I'm the hardest worker in the gym every single time. That's like my focus is to work my butt off and outwork everybody. And if I outwork everybody in the gym, then that will shine in the cage. And that's what I've been doing, man. I literally train my butt off 3, 4 times a day, and I don't feel like anybody has the work ethic that I do and the mindset that I do. So I think that's been carrying through, and I'm confident in my stand up and my jujitsu, and I think that helps out a lot. Just being confident and believing in yourself. And here we go, man. I'm gonna finish Clay on Friday.
I remember interviewing you like 2 or 3 years ago in Connecticut when you were about to fight Alexander Shabli. And I said to you, you seem like a bigger lightweight. When you walk around at like 175, 180, and you're like 175, trying like 195. So I want to ask, what are some things you've done this year that have allowed you to keep the weight off and stay in tournament shape this year?
Ah, man, I love to eat, and I have not been eating that much at all. Since I started this PFL season or whatever. I mean, I've been eating, but I usually eat ice cream and cake and stuff like that, and I've been staying away from all that. And the biggest thing is like I just haven't stopped moving. I'm in the gym no matter what. All my last two fights, I am running either that Saturday or that Sunday. I'm just not letting myself sit back and relax, especially how the platform is in PFL. We're fighting every 2 months or whatever. So the biggest thing for me is just stay active, keep moving, get in the gym, and um, don't eat a bunch of cake.
Last thing, I know you're fully focused on this fight, but I mentioned Alexander Shabli, and I asked you in June, who's your pick, Alexander Shabli or Usman Magomedov? You said Shabli. I was sticking with Shabli for that championship fight.
I feel like Usman was obviously good. I think he was more of a point fighter. You know, he moves and hits or whatever. But I think Shabli has more power and he hits harder and he's in there to finish. I'm gonna go with Shabli. Thank you.
Right, what do you have, in my opinion, one of the best styles of the fight game? What do you bring that to in terms of like the training? How difficult is it to be one of the all around fighters?
Man, like I said, I have a crazy work ethic. I out train everybody in the gym. I just make sure that I'm the hardest worker and I listen to my coaches. I believe in my coaches and man, I'm training 3, 4 times a day. And I think that has a lot to do with it and just believing in my coaches and myself and not being I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, third degree, and not just being okay with that. You know, I know that I need to step up my Muay Thai, my boxing, my wrestling, and everything like that. I think people are specialized in one martial art or whatever, and they kind of stick to that, and they just try to, get that better or whatever. But I'm trying to be a well-rounded fighter and get my stand up and everything just as good as my jiu-jitsu. And I feel like it's paid off, my last fight and in the last couple fights. So yeah, I'm ready.
This obviously is a semifinal. Does that add any level of extra pressure for you?
No, a fight's a fight to me. Once that cage door locks, I don't really think you think about too much of that. You're in there to win, to fight, and survive, and not get knocked out. So for me, a fight is a fight. Once they shut that cage door, man, I'm fighting as if my life is on the line. I'm fighting for my family, and um, a fight is a fight for me.
Now, what was you said you might run the day of the fight? What does your fight day look like?
I don't run the day of my fight. I run the day after my fight. Like if I fight Friday, I make sure it's Saturday. I'm running, keeping the metabolism going. Just for me, it's just staying active, staying busy, not slowing down. It helps, So, fight day, I'm gonna relax. I always do a wake up, shake out, hit the mitts, tie pads, do a little bit of technique with my coaches the morning of my fight day, and then other than that, just rest and wait and go in there and fight. Oh man, my opponent, the fans just don't miss this fight, man. It's gonna be fireworks. I go out there for the kill. I try to finish everybody that I'm in there with, and there's gonna be no difference on Friday night. I'm gonna go out there and stop play. I really feel like I can stop him, whether it's on the feet or the ground. Thank you.
Hi, Brent.
Hi.
This
Hi, Kate.
question, couple already asked them, so I've got to write some questions down.
Okay.
So I'm really interested, how long it took you to get your black belt?
I got it fast. I got it in like 6 years, and I got kicked out of my house when I was really young, and I was getting in street fights like every weekend, every week. I was getting in street fights, and one of my buddies was like, "Man, you might as well go to the gym and start training and make money fighting in the cage if you're gonna be doing that." And I walked into this jiu-jitsu gym thinking I was gonna just beat everybody up, and they armbarred me and choked me out. And I was like, "Oh man, it's not about how strong or fast you are. There's like technique behind this, And so I started training nonstop. I won Pan Americans in 3 weeks. I got my blue belt in 3 weeks, and the rest is history, man. I just fell in love with jujitsu. I fell in love with the respect, the honor, like the hard work. I absolutely loved it, and went full force into this for sure.
What age did you start?
I didn't start until I was 20. Yeah.
So you mentioned coming into training, is it hard to maintain your weight? I mean, you have to be super disciplined with your training up until 5 day.
Oh yeah. I have to work out every single day, and watching what I'm eating like crazy. I just ate like a big egg white omelet with no cheese, no salt, nothing, and that's gonna be the last thing I eat until tomorrow, which I hate. But after my fights, my grandma, ever since I was an amateur, she makes me this big homemade cake, and it's one of the things I look forward to after my fights, and I can't wait to get home and eat that cake. So but after that cake, my last couple cakes my grandma's made me were fighting every 2 months, so I have to watch my weight. I'll go run like 3 to 5 miles and then eat a piece of cake. Go run 3 to 5 miles, eat a piece of cake. Like make sure I'm burning off. But gotta do what you gotta do.
That was my next question. What are you gonna eat as soon as you get off the floor?
Oh man, like after I weigh in, I always carbs. I always go to like a humongous Italian dinner after my weigh-ins, like Thursday night with all my friends and family and coaches and everything like that. So I usually on Thursday, there's weigh-ins or Thursday morning. After that, I'll go eat a bunch of pancakes and French toast and eggs, and then I will eat so much on Thursday that I almost get sick and full. And then fight day, I eat super healthy and clean and make sure I'm light and fast in there.
Gotcha. I have one last question. You're 39. You've been doing this for a while. Do you feel like age is an edge on your opponent? Do you feel like you're more mature? You've done this longer? Do you feel like you have an edge on someone that you're fighting younger?
Yeah, some of them, but I don't really think Clay has more fights than me. He almost has more losses than I do wins, So yeah, not really so much, I'm definitely not going to take Clay for, I'm not going to underestimate him. I know he has a lot of experience, but I feel like I got that old man strength in me, so I'm going to put that to work on Friday.
That's
Thank you. Thank you.
You mentioned earlier that like generally these fights are not personal. They're not like things where but they're not where you were kind of caring much about the opponent and afterwards. But there was a couple of times it's been personal. One was against Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
Are you one of the only guys who kind of doesn't feel bad for him at the moment?
Oh, I do not feel bad for Michael Chandler at all. Hell no. That little turd, man. No, not at all. I feel like he's such a fake person, when the cameras are on him or whenever, and the messages we had, between each other, like I just feel like he's a disrespectful little punk, and yeah, screw that guy, dude.
The last couple of years where he thinks he's fighting biggest fight of all time, and I mean it looks like that's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, like I can't be hating. He's doing what he's doing. He's making a lot of money. I heard he made a bunch of money on the Ultimate Fighter show, so he doesn't really have to fight, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's kind of chilling, waiting for that big paycheck or whatever, fighting Connor. But yeah, screw Michael Chandler.
If it does happen, you think he'll win?
Huh?
If it does happen, will he win?
Man, with that kind of fight, I feel like it's almost 50-50, whoever lands the hardest punch or whatever. Chandler's exciting. He has that big right hand, but Connor's, super accurate. He that throws that left straight like a laser beam, and his distance control and his timing is really good, but at the same time, Conor McGregor hasn't fought in a long time, so we'll see. But I'm gonna go with Conor just because I don't like Michael Chandler,
I'm kind of like thought about someone else. If it's been 2 years waiting on this one opponent, you would probably.
Oh heck yeah! I would at least had one or two. It's just it's crazy because like if he was to take a fight with somebody else and he loses, then he might not get that big money fight with Conor. So I could see him sitting out and waiting, especially since I heard he got a lot of money off the Ultimate Fighter show and all that stuff. But I think just staying active and going in the cage at least once a year is big time. It helps with confidence and with all of that. So that's a good question. I don't know if I had millions in my bank right now, would I sit and wait to fight for more millions, or would I, try to get some other fights that might jeopardize that? I don't know, but I think staying active is definitely very important for sure. Thank you.
All right, Patrick. Hey Brent, so you posted that video to Instagram of you getting the finish over Solomon and your family reacting to it. Me watching it, I damn near almost shed a tear. So I wanted to ask how you felt watching that for the first time and just how does it mean to really just see those emotions come out from your family, from the people you love after you getting such a big life-changing moment happening?
Yeah, I did shed a tear. I shed a few of them when I after watching that. You know, my family is my everything. They're why I'm doing this right now, I feel. And I mean I do love the sport. I love, you know, the competition, but man, having kids and a wife and the family and support that I do is there's no better motivation in the world, you know, and man, just knowing that my whole family, my grandparents, my brothers, my little girls, my little boy are watching me is it's humongous, man. It's almost like I'd rather die in that cage. And it's big time, man. I know my grandpa's having a watch party for me this fight, and everybody's gonna be watching. My little girl's gonna be watching. My 4-year-old, my 2-year-old little girl, they told me, you know, you promised us you're gonna win, Daddy. You got to go win. And um, man, there's nothing like having kids. That's for damn sure. And my little boy is turning 7. He turned 7 yesterday. I missed his birthday, but he's gonna fly out here tomorrow morning, and he's gonna be watching my fight right there. And so for me, man, it's do or die. I mean, I'm not gonna go out there and lose, and while my kids are watching, man, there's no better motivation than having kids. That's for damn sure.
Thank you, Brent. Looking forward to Friday.
Thank you.